All right, y'all, before we get into the video tonight, I just finished up a very easy 1 mile run, but I need some recommendations for minimalist boots. So these are the Vivo Barefoot tracker boot, I think. I've had these things for probably a little over 2 years at this point, and as you can see, they are pretty wore. I was going to keep wearing these, but the only issue that I've had is I've busted through the heel, and I can stick my finger up into my shoe. So I need new boots for work. A boot like this is preferred because, I work in the trades. I'm an apprentice electrician doing a lot of residential work. I've got plenty of the Vivo Barefoot shoes, but I don't know that, a shoe is really the best thing for that type of work environment. Like sometimes you gotta walk through some mud or some high grass, and with some shoes like this, I'll tend to get like chiggers and like ticks going up my legs and stuff. Whereas these, I can pull my pant leg over them a little better, and it's just a little better for my job. Got plenty of the Vivo Barefoot shoes. I really like this boot, but the problem is that Vivo came out with a new design for these, and I don't like the new design, the new style. The new style, it's a slightly different color, and then they've got like a black trim piece that comes around. And let's be honest, guys, these Barefoot shoes aren't the best looking shoe to start with, and these are pretty basic. This is just straight leather with a rubber sole, about as plain as you can get, and I really liked it. It's a little less noticeable, but now they're coming out with, this boot is like 2 or 3 different colors now. Like this is one color, then they've got the black ring around above the sole, and then this here is a different color as well. So it's kind of annoying. I've looked on Amazon and I can find that boot in that style, but ordering from Amazon, I don't know how it will turn out. I order a bunch of stuff off of Amazon, but I've never bought, I don't know how to put it, but I'm worried that I'm going to order those off of Amazon and they're going to come back in the new style. I don't want the new style. And some of you guys might ask, well, why the Barefoot shoe? I've been wearing Vivo Barefoots. Been wearing the Vivos for probably pushing 2 or 3 years now. I can't go back to a normal shoe. So the whole thing with these Barefoot shoes is, for one, they're flat. There's no, heel elevation in these like a lot of your modern shoes. They have really high stacked heel and narrows down towards the toe. So you're walking around like this all day, and then your calves, never really get stretched. There's no support in these. A lot of your modern shoes, they have built-in arch and arch support, and so your feet never really have to work. And a lot of shoes are pretty stiff nowadays, but these here fold up to nothing. So I've been wearing Vivos for several years now, and they're also wider in the toe area. That way your toes can spread out some. I try to put on normal shoes, and dude, I can't walk around for 5 minutes in normal shoes. They're uncomfortable from the start for me now. And you know, some of you might say, why don't you go to a normal work boot for work and then wear Vivos outside of work? Well, I'm spending the largest part of my day at work in the barefoot shoes. And so I think I'd really lose out on a lot of the benefit from the barefoot shoes if I spent all day in your typical work boot and then came home and walked around for a couple of hours or ran, you know, a few miles in the barefoot shoes. I really feel like I need to be in them all day. And again, I'm just, you know, not comfortable in normal shoes anymore. I've got some Hey Dudes that I wear occasionally, but I really only wear those to church. That's, you know, only sometimes. Those used to be like the only shoe I could wear, and now it's gotten to the point where they're not all that comfortable anymore. Through the sermon, you know, I kicked my shoes off. They just feel kind of restrictive on my feet. So I'm a big fan of the barefoot shoes. You know, I run in these. I've been running at least 5 miles a week all of this year in the barefoot shoes. I like coming out here and squatting barefoot. You know, I like working barefoot. But you know, there's a lot of times that I'm walking through attics and, you know, walking over the trusses overhead, and I think there's been a lot of times that I probably would have fell out of the ceiling if I had a normal work boot. But with these, you know, I could almost, you know, kind of wrap my feet around the stud, and I've been able to, you know, kind of anchor myself that way. I don't know. I just like the barefoot shoe, but in the market for a new boot, because I'll still wear these for hunting probably, but as far as work, these are just getting chewed up pretty bad. Speaking of chewing, Blue, my puppy, decided to, you know, have a go on this one. So for the past month now, I've just been, you know, tying this with one string. I come down, put a little knot in it, so I'll loop it in that, and then I've just tucked that down in my shoe, and it'll stay tied like that all day. But I'm really in the market for a new shoe. You know, these are wore down pretty good. I'll probably go through the sole there. I mean, these have been a great shoe. But it's just time for some new ones, and I don't know that I want the new style of those. So if you guys have any recommendations on barefoot boots that look decent, I mean, these look kind of funny as it is, so I don't want to wear, you know, a clown shoe to work. But if you guys have any recommendations, it'd be greatly appreciated.